Hello, hello and welcome to a Techerisk War video, and today I'm going to be looking at the RTX 30 series. And I know that some of you won't be able to watch a whole 18-minute video, which did really well, so I decided to condense it, basically. And yeah, so these GPUs look really good. They're having a the ray tracing and DLSS looks really good. 2 times RT cores, 2 times tensor cores, and new SM cores. There's the DLSS is really good. It improves frame rates a lot and also increases quality, so you can see the difference between that, and you can see the frame rate difference. Of course, this is from the video, so it's probably going to, not all games that support DLSS are going to have that much of an increase, but you can see that there will be an increase. Also, they talked about 360 Hertz monitors with G-Sync. They're really interesting, and they had all of these AI projects which are really groundbreaking. So like they had the competitor with like noise cancellation and backgrounds. They also, if we look at these specs quickly, and I do mean quickly, the RTX 3070, they said it will perform better than a RTX 2080 Ti, and I can believe that because it's got almost double the CUDA cores as a RTX 2080 Ti. For reference, RTX 2080 Ti has like 2000 something. It has 2944. I think personally, the RTX 3070 is the best card. And if you look at pricing, $496 for Founders Edition. And you know that's a really good price. If we compare this to the GTX 1070 Ti, which retailed at $449 dollars, this is priced roughly the same as GTX 1070 if you account for inflation. So I think this is really good, but I think the RTX 3090 is basically unnecessary. I mean, it does 8K 60 FPS if you have the OSS, but it's not really a 8K 60 FPS card unless you have DLSS and ray tracing support. Because without it, rasterization performance is, it can brute force its way out of gaming, but this is clearly a professional card. You're not going to be using 24 gigabytes of VRAM for gaming. You're just not. And you're not going to be using 10,000 CUDA cores either. But the thing is that this is labelled as flagship, the RTX 3080. So the RTX 3090, in the video they said, Titan, and then they talked about the RTX 3090, but they don't include professional drivers because this is GeForce. So without professional drivers, it doesn't seem to be good. RTX 3080 is a beast for the price, and I think some people are probably going to not be able to sleep because it's a £200 difference for a lot more performance. really, I think NVIDIA is trying to slightly. I think they're trying to keep 4K away from mainstream, because they're only giving the RTX 3070 8 gigs of VRAM, even though this card can clearly be capable of 11 gigs, 10 gigs, even 16 gigabytes of VRAM. So I think they're trying to keep 4K away from mainstream unless Big Navi does something crazy. Now I'm going to get onto Big Navi and what this means for Big Navi. So I mean, yeah, these are really well priced. Yeah, if you look at performance for these cards, RTX 3070 looked to be about let me look at my notes. 72% better than a 2070, and a 3080 looked to be 70 to 80% better than a 2080. But keep in mind that that isn't the TI variant. Now let's see. Okay. I don't think Big Navi will be able to compete, really. I mean, biggest Navi, it could retail for £500, maybe. RTX 3070 competitor, but I don't think Big Navi will be able to compete with the RTX 3080. I mean, this is insane specs for £649. And $1,500 for 3090. AMD won't be able to compete with the 3090 or the 3080, and they may not even be able to compete with the 3070. Which is insane. So I think biggest Navi probably will be able to compete somewhat with the 3070. 6800 XT, if that will exist, $400 bucks, RTX 3060 competitor. And the RTX 3060, even though it isn't mentioned here, I reckon it's going to be able to compete with a RTX 2080 Super. And I think it's going to retail, because if you look at this with compared to the 10 series, they're all priced roughly the same. So the RTX 1060 retail for 300 and something. So I think it's going to be the same for the RTX 3060. So I think RX 6700 XT, I think they're going to release a RTX 3050 or a GTX 3050. I think they're going to do it. Personally, I think they're going to see that AMD is going to be targeting the lower end, and they said they wanted to clear up their naming scheme, because GTX 2060 50 Super, it doesn't make sense. So I think they're going to make a 3050 and maybe even a 3030, because they haven't refreshed the low end. Like, there's a 710, there was a 1030, and now the 3030. That would make sense. Okay, every 3 generations. Okay, and I think they're gonna do that. So 6700 XT probably be able to compete with. Let me check my notes. RTX 2070 / RTX 3050, RX 6600 XT, $200, RTX 2060 super competitor, RX 6500 XT, $150, RTX 2060 competitor, RX 6300, $100, GTX 1660 super competitor / competitor for the GTX 1330, or even if they want to add ray tracing and DLSS support for the RTX 3050 or RTX 3030, which could make sense. Like, if they want DLSS and ray tracing to go mainstream, they could, because the thing is that Nvidia has nothing to compete with Big Navi lower end with this, and Big Navi is going to focus on the lower end. I think AMD said a few years ago 80% of the GPU sales is in the lower the 100 to 300 pound range. And most people today still have probably a GTX 1060 or GTX 1050. So I think AMD is going to target the lower end, and I think they're going to be competitive in the lower end because Nvidia has no competition, really. So I think they're going to release, I think they've definitely got RTX 3060, but RTX 3050 or GTX 3050, I think they're going to be like the GTX 1650, GTX 1660. They're going to be released in a year's time. Hopefully when coronavirus is over, they're going. And you know, these cards, they're on Samsung 8nm. That was a last minute decision. Like, there were leaks literally the morning before saying it would be 7nm. I think this is a complete last minute change based on yields. I don't think Samsung yields are that good. So I reckon that Samsung 8nm, because this is such a last minute change, I reckon that there's going to be very limited availability, like Radeon 7 availability for the RTX 3090. And RTX 3080 may be slightly better availability, but I think these cards they're going to be very sparse until next year. You know, I don't think I don't think that they're going to be able to. I don't think many people will be able to get their hands on them. And thank you for listening to my video. I managed to pack a bit more information in while keeping it 5 minutes shorter. So thank you for watching this video of Techerisk War, and goodbye.